Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. The date in human years is Friday, the 13th of August 2021. And for many humans in the West, Friday the 13th is a very, very unlucky day. It's a very unlucky day. And I think this dates back to the Knight Templars who were arrested by King Philip IV of France in 1307 on a Friday the 13th of October. Eventually the Templars were tried and the leaders were burnt at the stake, which was very rude. Though I think there was a bit of a misunderstanding because I think the Templars had invited King Philip to a barbecue night and he thought barbecue a night. Anyway, now this week has been more or less like last week for myself and the host with the memory losses and everything, except there's been a growing sense that somebody has been watching us and following us. It's a bit like we have a stalker or a spy. A bit like what happened in Germany this week. Yes, in Germany this week, a man, a UK man, who worked for the British Embassy in Berlin, which is in Germany, he was arrested. He was arrested for spying because he was selling confidential information from the UK Embassy to Russian intelligence. So they were paying him money for it. Though I don't think that the Russian intelligence was that intelligent, because if they were, they would have known they could have got the same information from the UK press for free. Anyway, now the leader of the UK police, called Dame Dick. Yeah, Dame Dick. Anyway, Dame Dick said that it was a very good example of international cooperation because they had been working on it for weeks, and the police have been working with UK agencies and German agencies. So it's been a very, very good example of countries from Europe, Germany and UK working together harmoniously. Just don't mention Brexit. But it's been a very busy week for the police this week anyway. Now, the big news this week was that Andrew, who is the son of the Queen, but not the one that's going to be king, another son. I think he's the second son, though he's the third child because I think there's a daughter in between. But anyway, Andrew has been sued in the USA civil courts by an American lady called Virginia. And she says that Andrew had sex with her when she was a teenager, when she was 17. And this is bad and illegal because in some areas of the USA called states, the age of consent can range between 16 and 18. Now, age of consent is the minimum age you can be to actually say yes to having sex, because it's considered that if you're younger than that, you don't have the sort of wisdom and life experience to actually agree to it. Now, in the UK, the age of consent was 12 for many, many years until 1875, and then it was changed to 13, which is still quite young. And then in 1917, it was changed to 16, which is what it's like now. And this is for sex between men and women. But sex between men and men was illegal. It was illegal until 1967. And then the age of consent was 21. But in 1994, it was changed to 18. And in 2000, it was changed to 16 to match the same age of consent between men and women, which is good. Now everybody is equal. And funnily enough, sex between women and women was never ever illegal. Never illegal. And I think maybe it's sort of fulfilled some fantasies of the men. But it was still frowned on in parts of society. A lot of parts of society still frowned on it, and it wasn't socially acceptable. Anyway, that's by the ways. Now, things do get a bit confusing for myself and the host because, well, firstly, Andrew is being sued in the civil courts for money, but he's not been charged for any crime. So it seems, again, for the humans, money seems more important and takes a high priority than justice and crime, or sort of legal justice and crime, if you see what I mean. Unless they think money is justice. It's very strange. Secondly, the human host, I get very confused about this, is well, you see, where the crime is. Because the press seem to present it as it's illegal because Andrew had sex with a teenager, which is underage because Virginia was 17. But if they had sex in the UK where the legal age is 16, then it wasn't a crime. But if they had sex in the USA, then it would depend on where they had sex to see if it was a crime. So that's confusing. And then Virginia said that she was sex trafficked by two other people to have sex with a lot of very famous people. And she said she was forced to have sex with Andrew. Now, it could be that the crime is that Andrew had sex with a sex trafficked person, a girl. And it is illegal in the UK to pay to have sex with a sex trafficked sex worker. But then again, was Virginia a sex worker? And also, there doesn't seem to be any evidence that Andrew paid to have sex with Virginia. But then again, Virginia said that she was forced to have sex. So it could be that Andrew was part of the forcing of Virginia to have sex, which could be the problem. This could not problem, but this could be where they can get him for the crime. Though he's refusing to talk to the USA agencies, or his lawyers are making it very difficult, and that seems to be part of the problem. But whichever way it is, Andrew comes out of this very, very badly. Very, very badly indeed. Not good. So, now, Dame Dick, like before, Dame Dick said that nobody is above the law and that the police will be further investigating this. So Andrew must be sort of sweating buckets right at the moment. Except he can't sweat, apparently. Now, the police have also been involved this week with the Gurkha protests. Now Gurkhas were soldiers that were born in southern Asia, and they were recruited by the British armies to fight for them as part of the British army, as a sort of elite army force. And they had a very good reputation of being very fierce, very loyal, and a lot of them had sacrificed a lot for the UK. Now, a lot of them, a few of the retired Gurkhas, are actually on hunger strike outside Downing Street. So they're not eating any food because they say that their pension is so small, they get paid less than a service dog gets. And the problem is that the UK government has based their pension on their living standards in their home country in southern Asia and parts of Nepal, rather than sort of like bringing it up to when they were living in the UK. And a lot of the soldiers rightly have moved to the UK because they'd fought for the UK. So a lot of the Gurkhas are very, very hungry, and they're so weak because they've not eaten, they can hardly speak. And on Wednesday, it was raining very, very heavily in London. So they had like seats for them to sit on because they were very weak. And they put a gazebo up to protect them from the rain, protect them from the rain. I need a bit of Diet Coke. Hold on a second. Anyway, to protect them from the rain. But the police came along and said, no, you can't have gazebos and chairs here. So they forcibly tried to take them down and try to remove the chairs. But they didn't seem to have any problems with big yellow boats. But anyway, but the members of the public who were there intervened and stopped the police. So it seems like everything's not okay, but they have their gazebo and they're protected from the rain. And there's been a petition about this, about raising the pensions for the Gurkhas. And it was last seen, it was 47,323 signatures. Hold on. 47,324 signatures. Hold on. 47,325 signatures. Hold on. You know what I mean. Anyway. So they've been busy with that. Now, they've also been inundated with nuisance calls, as usual, because apparently this happens quite a lot. And again this week, a man has admitted, a man who has something called a foot fetish. And he has admitted to making hundreds and hundreds of nuisance calls to emergency services, including police. He would phone them up pretending to be an elderly lady in distress and then started asking them questions about their feet. Yeah, you sort of wonder how the conversation went, you know, like, I'm not feeling very well. What do your feet smell like? It's a bit odd. But anyway, he was prosecuted, and so the police have put a boot into that. Though he did ask if he could have the socks to sniff instead. Anyway, I'll get back to you next week.
You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, but confess. You've been a messin' when you should have been a messin'. Now someone else is getting all your best. These boots were made for walking, and that's what they will do. And one of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you.